Yes then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of an Aston Villa podcast, brought to you by myself, Connor Wolf. Drop this video a like, drop a comment down below. You do know I reply to every single comment and I love hearing what you have to say. And if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. We are very close to 500 subs, so it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to my channel. Also, I am proudly sponsored by Luke Roper, so if you do want to get yourself any clothes or anything like that, link is down in the description below, luke1977.com. Also, use the code WOLF20, all one word, for 20% off your whole order, including sale items. So today we've had a double upload, Burnley match preview and predicted lineup this morning. So tonight, I think it's happening, YouTube. Felipe Coutinho. Oh, I'm torn with this. There's two sides to this, I think. The football romance in me really wants us to keep Coutinho and for him to be an absolute worldie for us and for him to get back to the form that we know that he can have. And then kind of like my brain then kind of kicks into gear and you kind of look at what's happened with Coutinho over the last season, really. And the bloke just can't stay fit, can he? And he's one of our highest earners, if not the highest earner. A lot of rumours are that Luca Dean is actually our highest earner, but he's definitely going to be around that category, isn't he? Of like Yuri Tillemans, Diaby, Pau Torres, Coutinho, Luca Dean. They're probably all around about the same wage. And you need to think about it like this, that for the wage that Coutinho's on, and this is me thinking with my head with it, rather than the football romance in me, right? It kind of makes no sense for Coutinho to be at Aston Villa. His salary and wage doesn't reflect his importance to the team. So, I forgot to show you actually. This is what I'm on about, YouTube, okay? So, Felipe Coutinho has now reached an agreement with Qatari side Al Duhail on personal terms, but still no final green light from Aston Villa. Negotiations continue, but from Qatar, serious intention to proceed and make it happen. Interesting that this is Qatar and not Saudis. That is interesting. And then last night, this all come out last night, but I wanted to do the match preview for Burnley first. Al Duhail are signing Felipe Coutinho for less than 20 million euros. Barcelona's 50% profit sell-on clause will not come into effect. So we kind of the rumour is that when we signed Coutinho, Barcelona had a 50% agree on profit that we made on Coutinho on the sell-on clause. So obviously we want to sell Coutinho for less than the 20 million that we paid for Coutinho, because then we don't have to pay Barcelona for the 50% profit, like half of that money then doesn't go to Barcelona basically. So it's an interesting one, and I kind of think this is then me thinking about it logically. So taking my football head out, taking my football romance out of it. Coutinho last season, 7 starts. Last season, 7 starts. 1 goal, 0 assists. You will not find a bigger Coutinho fan than me, YouTube. You won't. But I have to think about this logically and what Unai Emery and Monchi are probably looking at. Now, Coutinho, for me, in my opinion, would have actually left anyway this season, no matter what. In terms of take away the Buendia injury, that then in my head, actually, I kind of thought, oh, maybe he will stay kind of thing. Like, in terms of, will he stay or will he not? With then the Buendia injury, I thought, oh, maybe he could stay. You know, maybe he could stay. But I actually think Unai Emery and Monchi have probably told Coutinho right from the start of the summer that, look, you're surplus to our requirements. We kind of don't want you here anymore. And I think a bit of a saying that I heard once, and it's kind of stuck with me in football, and you hear about it a lot when players get injured and stuff like that. Availability is the best ability of a football player. And it really stuck with me, because, you know, you're seeing it a lot recently now with, like, really good players, you know, like Reece James. Really good, just he's never fit. And we're never going to be able to see Coutinho have that run of games at Aston Villa anymore. Like, look what happens. He come on against Everton. Actually looked quite good, genuinely. I actually thought he looked quite bright against Everton. Pulls his hammy in 10 minutes. Literally pulls his hamstring in 10 minutes. His body now, I just don't think his body is able to deal with the level of the intensity of the Premier League anymore. And that's nothing against Coutinho the player. I love Coutinho the player. If we could have Coutinho guaranteed to, not guaranteed because no one's guaranteed to stay fit, but if we could have Coutinho fit for 75% of the season, 75% of the season, I think Unai Emery and Monchi would probably go, yeah, you know what, we'll keep you around, and we will, because there will be quite a few games where Coutinho will have made a difference this season coming up. But he's just never fit anymore, is he? He seems to literally come on now for like, what? He started against Arsenal, didn't he? Remember, I think we lost 4-2 against Arsenal. Scored last season. That was his only goal, actually. It was a really nice goal, wasn't it? Boubacar Kamara played a lovely ball to Moreno, who then played the ball to Buendia, did a dummy over it, and Coutinho slotted it past Ramsdale. Beautiful team goal. He's injured for 5 months after that. And I think this is where Unai Emery and Monchi have sat down with Coutinho and they've just gone, look. And there's no doubt about it. Coutinho is not an issue or anything behind the scenes. He's not a big-time Charlie. He's not kicking up a fuss or anything like that. And I think even Coutinho himself, like, you know your body better than anyone else, right? Even he must think, my body's just not up to it anymore, is it? It's just not. He seems to get muscle in it, because they're not impact injuries. If they were impact injuries, you could understand why that's just a little bit unlucky, right? But they're always muscular injuries. So they're always like hamstrings. I think it was actually, was it his hamstring he did against Arsenal as well? I think it might have been actually. So let me know in the comment section actually, as we get to like halfway through the video. Well, not halfway, but however long the video is going to be. Would you sell Coutinho to Qatar? Well, not even to Qatar, but would you sell Coutinho? And remember, think about it logically in terms of he is one of our highest earners on the books, but his salary doesn't reflect his importance to the team. It's not like an Ollie Watkins who's going to play every single game for us this season, right? He deserves the big bucks because he is a vital part to our team. Whereas someone like Coutinho, even if he was fit for, say, 75% of the season, I don't even think he'd play 75% of the games. I don't. So, would you sell him? If then, because I don't think it's been a lot of murmurings are happening on Twitter, YouTube about, are we going to sign people? You know, we're selling Cameron Archer, Philogene, Coutinho, Ramsey, Aaron Ramsey's gone as well. We're definitely going to sign an attacker. So I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't see it as Coutinho's going and we're not going to sign an attacker. I wouldn't see it like that at all. I think we will sign an attacker, and that attacker is someone that probably Unai Emery wants rather than Coutinho. Because you've got to remember, Coutinho isn't an Unai Emery signing. And take it back to that January that we signed Coutinho and Luka Dean. Do you think Emery would have signed Coutinho and Luka Dean? No. He wouldn't have, no. Look at Moreno. Moreno cost literally half of Luka Dean. He's probably even on half his wage. And is a better player. In our system, I actually quite rate Luka Dean, to be fair. But in our system with Unai Emery, Moreno is better than Luka Dean. So, is the player that we're going to bring in than Coutinho for Coutinho? Because we will bring a replacement in. No matter what, we will sign an attacker before Friday's deadline. I'm absolutely convinced of it. That attacker will be more suited to Emery's system than Felipe Coutinho. Because Coutinho doesn't have the press, not even the pressing ability, just the mobility anymore to really be in an Emery team. If you really look at Villarreal's team, these players have got like engines on them. And that's the type of players that we're signing, right? If you look at the players that we've signed this summer, they're good athletes as well, right? Diaby, a good athlete. Pau Torres, a good athlete. Yuri Tillemans, to be fair, maybe not so much, but he's a very accomplished Premier League midfielder. Very, very, very good. I think Yuri Tillemans may even start tomorrow. Nah, he probably won't, actually. It'll be Kamara and Luis. But let me know in the comment section, would you sell Felipe Coutinho? It is a conundrum, but I think back to it though, YouTube, and I really, really, really think about this. Like, even the season that we signed him on loan, so he come in and he absolutely played a worldie at the start, didn't he? So 16 starts, 5 goals, 3 assists. That's really good. 8 goal contributions in the first 16 starts. That's really good. But if I remember rightly, he didn't, bar the Man City game where he scored against Man City, didn't he, on the final game of the season, then when Man City won the league. Didn't he go like 10 or 11 or 12 games without a goal and an assist? Like, he started off really, really, really good. Like, I remember I was at the Southampton game. I remember the Leeds game. That Southampton game was, and I genuinely mean this, was probably one of the best performances from an Aston Villa player I've ever seen. Do you remember we won? I think it was 4-0, wasn't it? He was on a different level to any player I'd seen at Villa before. Like, he was unbelievable. And then I think he just fell off a cliff really after that. Didn't he? He's not, ever since then, that first like 5, 6, 7 game period when he first joined us on loan, he's not, when you're being blunt and you take the football romance out of it, he's not really done a lot, has he? He's not even been fit most of the time either, which I think is the big issue. So I would sell him, and I would. I think I think the time is right. Although, I know I'm going to say this, I would only sell him if we bring a replacement in. And I think we will anyway. I've got a little sneaky feeling that either one of Ferran Torres or Brennan Johnson is going to end up at Aston Villa. I've just got that Ferran Torres and link just has not gone away all summer. I can maybe see it, you know. I'm convinced we will not be selling Jadon Philogene, who would have got quite a few minutes this season actually. Cameron Archer, who, to be fair, I don't actually know if Emery fancied Archer, you know. I don't know, but you'd have probably thought that Archer would have played the European games, like especially in the group stages, like in the dead rubbers. You'd have think that Archer would have played them. You would have thought if Coutinho was fit, he would have played this season, right? You would have thought so. Not a starter, not like an Ollie Watkins or a Diaby or a Pau Torres like that. But especially with Buendia being out for the season, you would have thought that Felipe Coutinho would have actually had quite a few minutes at Aston Villa, actually, wouldn't you? You'd have thought so. Like, you really would have. So, we have to get a replacement. That is kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that we're going to be selling Coutinho and not getting a replacement, because I just think we have to. Like, I think that left-sided attacking role, we've only really got Ramsey. I know McGinn's playing there at the minute, but McGinn, I still not really... I know he played well against Everton, but I don't think McGinn is that good in that left-hand side role. I think he's a lot better off the right. We have to sign someone, surely, to replace him. But like I said, the football romance in me, sad to see him go. But I think for all parties, Coutinho, Qatar, Aston Villa, the finances of Monchi to bring in a replacement, I think it makes sense just for everyone, I think, personally. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree or do you disagree? I'm sure quite a few of you might disagree. So drop this video a like, drop a comment down below. And if you can, please hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love. Up the Villa.